as I look at it, I say, do we have a open mind or do we have a closed mind? And that is a fundamental difference between the idea of building bridges, which you mentioned, Jack, and that relates directly to saying what I always took, and I always thank the Black community for having put up with for almost 200 years till Martin Luther gave us the I Have a Dream speech. And I tell you, he paid for it with his life. And the question we are raising today in 2026 is we are going beyond all of the industrial age itself as a human species and moving towards and talking more and more about artificial intelligence and synthetic biology. But what are the facts that we agree on? What are the basic assumptions that we agree on, which I always fall back to what was said by Martin Luther King and how the whole Rainbow Coalition was manifested in Chicago. And today we have no facts that we agree on about anything. And trust me, we haven't seen anything yet because the age of intelligences and multiple intelligences is already creeping up in the way of artificial intelligence, artificial general intelligence, and all of these things. So the question becomes is what does it mean to be an individual who can form a community? And the basic unit of that used to be family. And we have over the last 250 years, we have taken those things and what used to be facts within the community have gotten distorted, and the misinformation that is coming to us, whether we like it or not, the is being influenced by all the narratives which I always remember the what happened in the Second World War much more than I have studied the First World War. And do we want to divide and continue the division, or do we want to unite and continue to build as humans because the fake is here? And the misinformation that we talked about earlier that Celine mentioned was very critical part of it. So that's my feeling that are we have to build the community from the inside out as local communities, but we also have to make them aware of what are all the influences from the outside that are impacting it. And I have always thanked Martin Luther King and the whole civil rights movements for the opportunity to be in this country and the very fact that I was impressed by the idea of earth and heaven as being two distinct things in some ways, but when President Kennedy said, let's go to the moon, that really inspired me sitting all of the distances away as a young kid. And that is why I ended up here as a immigrant. But now I'm more concerned about what happens to my grandkids and their grandkids as we build an American civilization rather than diverse groups of people.